Sunday morning, train track going round, ready to be put into the container. I've got some more oil and some chain links if we need it. We've got to make it so that we can tow out the tin after we've put it in. We can get it in the oven, but then we've got to be able to pull it back out, so I'm going to have to cut some little eyes in. I would have welded hooks on, but because we've run out of welding gas and messing around with the arc welder, I'll just plasma some holes in that we can hook some chains into. Yeah, gonna be a busy day. Right, I've got the tin now to the plasma, so I'll cut a couple of ovals in here, and then that'll give us something to pull out from. I've just dropped it on some axle stands because I'm going to gas some holes in this end as well, make it easy to strap down to something. This stud bar is going to go side to side across, so we're just marking where to go so that it'll take some of the weight off them tubes, but then it can be drawn out afterwards. So we want to be 133 along, which is there. Quick demo run if the tin is going to fit. We've put a block of concrete, you see, so when it starts to get heavy, we're going to transfer it onto the block, and then we've only got to push it off and in without actually lifting it. I'll get John to swap while I film.
We can't put it halfway on, can we, unless we go another one? Or we're going to do it about one there.
We've reduced the height of the block now because we thought it was a bit high. Hopefully we should be able to doze it in now. And then them tabs, it's hard to see, but there's a tab there, should guide it down them rails in. Camera's up, fans are ready, stud bars ready, tins ready, flowers round here, oil's here, salt's here, mixers here, grease guns here, water's here, and
first bag cut.
And I even got the old tin as the bin because these bags are going to blow everywhere. So let's begin baking.
First bag of bakers out there. Let's make bread.
I'm just inside now, oiling up the tin. The dough is starting to now form in there. First batch ready to go in the tin now. Only problem is we didn't take the bottom scraper off soon enough. We've jammed the mixer, so we're just waiting for it to gently start to fall out. First quarter of a ton going in out of 8 batches. Looks like a sheep's fleece, doesn't it? Got a little bit more, there's only a tiny bit left. We'll get that with that rake, will we now, that blue rake? Pretty much it, isn't it? Certainly working hard, the mixer. Past about 5 minutes of mixing now, and it's just starting to turn sticky and doughy.
We'll just try it forward.
Second mix going in. Let's get that last bit with the funnel. We tried a batch without the scraper and didn't work, so we've had to bolt it on mid-batch.
Yeah, try to get in there.
Got like a battered hand. We've actually swapped Merlots as well because that one when you felt the pipe, there's no warning, but it felt like the pipes were really hot, the oil. So we thought, well, rather than just keep going and going and going, we'll just alternate them so they're not working the oil too hard, driving that motor, because obviously it's doing something it's not designed to do. Right, that's 3 mixes now. It's starting to rise. One more, and then we're going to have to put the pipes in because it's rising up past the pipes. And then we'll then put another few mixes in and the rest of the pipes in. So, number 4 batch going in now. It's rising past the holes now. We've got 4 mixes of this. Yeah, 4. We're just going to put the tubes in. The problem is, you can't stand on it. Your feet just tear into it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
I'll have to. Where there? Do you want to try this one closest to me first?
That's the one that's about hole.
All right. It's starting to rise, so we're just squashing it down a bit. Threading the tubes through. Go on, keep going. Hold on. Right, it's going. Hold on. Right, 6 inch and we're there. Little bit. That's it. Right, another 3 mixes on top and off we go. What are you going to do with the tube? Snaps?
I am the doughboy.
4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. It's rising up above them though, isn't it? Look at that. Looks like my mum and my sister have brought us dinner as well. I'm going to fill in this corner if you can lift it up, but it's heavy in it.
Must be wetting.
Oh, roast beef. Stick it on there, please, Kev. Could be a young farmer's event, couldn't it? Who can make the
at a time?
Who can make the world's biggest loaf of bread?
Oh my gosh.
All that time in my education, I didn't think I'd be doing this.
I think I'd do wine next year.
Yeah, the world's biggest wine tub. And we're going to eat our roast beef with Warburton's new potatoes. If it was a Yorkshire pudding, it would be toad in the hole though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. A big fat toad from Hereford, innit?
That bread bigger than you, James?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. It's rising though, isn't it? If we ever do this again, we need to put an oil cooler on the mixer because it's getting the oil so hot. We can't touch the fittings. So we kicked them off, but now we need to cool them down so that we can plug them back into this Merlot that we swapped round with. But yeah, unless there's a way of overriding the radiator on that, so oil cooler works harder, I don't know. But we've only got this mix and 1 more to go. Right, we've got 50 bags of charcoal, that's 10 in the bucket, tube in the bottom, lighter fluid on it. Hopefully now we can light it and get it going in the bucket in a heap before we rake it out into the trays that are going underneath the oven. They're just putting the last mix, second to last mix of dough in, but it's a bit sticky in the mixer at the moment. The lighter fluid works really well, but it's the coals we want to light. That's today's clickbait. And then with fire, blue lights, anything like that, people watch the videos. Looks like the bolt on the mix is about to give up on the last mix, so we're going to change it to a new one. New bolt, off it goes again. Remember the fire triangle. Fuel, oxygen and heat. That's how you light a barbie. Last mix going in now, it's proper risen. I don't know what he's doing. So it's going to rise up over them tubes, and then we'll put them ones in, but we won't use them until the bread's risen through them. We'll concentrate on pulling the heat through the bottom 2 rows at first. There's the last mix now. Oh, installing the mixer. This looks like sheep's wool again, doesn't it? John's just sliding the last rod in now to stop the tin splaying. Martin's burned his fingers on the fittings.
Doing the duck impression again.
I don't know whether we can lift this though. We might need 2 telehandlers to lift it.
Ollie decided we're going to do a bit of foot kneading. This is like knocking back, apparently. It's a technical term. I think we might be digging him out. This is the World Dough Treading Championships.
Yeah, look at that now. So is that good or bad?
Put your foot in there. All you professional bakers out there, give us a clue. Yeah. Always make sure you've got new boots on when you're kneading your bread.
Good enough for grapes.
Yeah.
Now we need this telehandler and the other big one to lift the dough in. Just drop the bucket off here. Let that heat up a bit more before we drop it in the metal tins ready to go underneath. Now, go around the other side, you'll see better. So if both Merlots lift, then one can shove it onto that concrete block and then carry on pushing it onto the tracks in front. It's the plan. Marty, go forwards. Right, up. That'll probably do. Well, that'll do. Maybe down a little bit. Just down a little bit, probably. Right, push. Right, you'll have to put that at the back now to stop the container getting shoved. Go on that way a bit, John. Towards me dad a bit. Wiping the dust off the window. That way a bit. Hold on, let me get out now. Right, Martin's going to hold the container on the blocks now with this one for a bit of weight. So a 8-ton machine should mean that we can push a 2-ton loaf without it moving too much. Right, handbrake on. Windy now, isn't it? In a second it should tip off the block onto the rails. That's it, it's on him. Go on. Go on. Whoa! Oh, I'm just gonna get that pipe. Oh, it's hooked on a nut. Right, go on. Go on. Go on. You go inside those or not? I don't think it's on the rails, isn't it? It looks okay to me. How far do we want to go? Go on, keep going. Right. That's it. That's it in the oven now. Although we knocked it back, it has risen again. That's a temperature probe in the dough. That's one there for the ambient, but it'll probably melt. And then we've got another one out here measuring the air that we've got returning out the tin into the fan. So we'll just see what happens. Now it's time to shut the door and put the coal underneath. Yellow, would have burnt the galv off that. So the heat, 3 of the trays on there. One more to go. Right, the fan's running now, sucking air 27 degrees. So that should start to rise. It sucks the heat through the dough. We've got 40 degrees going through the tubes at the moment. That's a start. Seems to be working. We're up to 70.4 now. So 68 2 minutes ago. A minute after it was 70, now it's 70.4. That's on the air pulling through the tubes, through the manifold. That feels a little bit warm, but that's nice and cool because that fan's cooling it. As you go up the ladder, you can see it starting to rise now to the top of the tin. Let me just get a torch to show you. Can you see or not? Maybe you can't. Let me move the glass out now. There's the bread there now, just rising up nearly to them top tubes. Massive thanks to Nelstrops for providing the flour. This is a whole skip full now of empty flour bags. 109 so far. Let's see what it goes up to. We've got 113 degrees in the top. we don't think it's hot enough. We're gonna move a fan and put some more air over the coals, see if we can get the temperature higher. That was reading 148, but now it's maxed out. So I think it maxed out at 150. So we know the oven's warm enough, and now we've got the airflow through the manifold at 93, which is brilliant because they reckon that bread cooks at 90 degrees in the centre.
90 degrees in the middle.
So, and we're there. The other temperature gauge I think is completely melted. We've introduced another fan to give us airflow over the coals here, and as you can see through the hole in there, we've got a hot fire. Do you know what though? If we put that end, it would be driving heat into there. You know, if we put that fan, we've got that end, this end, it would drive the hot air into the manifold end.
Yeah.
Should we swap them round? Now that's stabilised.
Yeah.
95. If that stops going up, and then we swap it to air and see if it goes higher, can't we? These haven't melted anyway. And so far that's running cool as well, assisted by that one. We've now got the air temp coming out of the middle of the loaf at 100 degrees. And we can't read any higher in the container, but we know it's definitely 150 because that maxed out at it. The other one's melted away. But if we swap this blower from this end to that end, it'd be blowing hot air this way then into the manifold that's taking it. But look at that, that's lovely. That temperature gauge has just started reading again, 154 degrees, and that is at the bottom of the tin, at the bottom of the oven. So we're definitely cooking now. A little bit of free heat there from the wood chip burning in the legs of the container. 109. Temperature going through the loaf. And over 150 inside, I'm sure. The heat was starting to plateau, so I've swapped the fan to the other end and we're back up now. We've gone up another 5 degrees. Way out now, just replenishing it with a bit of coal, a bit of charcoal, and slide it back in again. This is the one that had the fan blowing on it the most, so it's burnt pretty quick before we move the end fan to this end. We're still running pretty hot though. Been cooking for an hour and a half now. Let's see what it's doing. You can't get my hand close enough. Right, we're now at 138 degrees through the centre of the bread, so we're worried that we're running too hot now. So there's a bit of dough on there. 139.2 actually. 139.2. I think it's about 19.08. So 140. So yeah, we're worried that we're gonna burn it. So we're gonna throttle the airflow back to the coals. So 140 degrees running through them tubes now. So
What's the box then? Good paint stripper.
yeah.
It's only taken 2 days.
So this is, let's have a look underneath now, you'll see. There's the coals there looking great.
The probe won't go in.
Yeah, the temperature probe keeps maxing out, so we don't actually know how hot it is in there, which is a bit of a shame. But it looks hot because we're getting plenty of steam now. So we just reduced the airflow for the coals to cool a bit. That's working a treat though. Cold to the touch, and then some of the airflow we're using on the coals. 140.9. It's now 7:20, so it's been in nearly 3 hours maybe. I've just moved that Merlot so that we don't get too hot, because we are running a lot hotter now. We're now running 138 through the tin. So who knows how hot the actual oven is, I don't know. Right, we're going to do today's birthday block of concrete. So Lorraine Murray, happy birthday. Neil Stables, happy birthday. Damien's 43, happy birthday. Jason Lindsay, happy birthday. And Martin Clark, good luck on your first day as a John Deere technician tomorrow. And
Of course, Tony Hall. Well done, Tony. Success today. First day in long trousers. We're so pleased for you. You can put your shorts away now for the summer. Happy birthday, Tony.
we're ending the video now because there's still a lot more bacon to be. If you notice now, there's no straw on the roof. There's quite an interesting reason for that, and you'll find out tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Just talking the tracks up ready for morning.